Still trying to establish routines with baby. It's just tough. And it's like we're confident, and Morgan was just saying this, that as he gets a little older, he'll start napping better. But as of right now, it's just challenging. And so, we may have to, for a little while, do some recorded videos, hopefully some lives. Maybe I'll get my mom over here to watch him, so that we can go live with you guys and not be hindered. Because let's be honest, as much as we love baby Luca, it can be a hindrance. Someone responded, kind of pushing back on her, and said, well, it's kind of true. I wouldn't say cheating, but one will compare your spouse's kissing to all the others you kissed before you met your spouse. Best to not kiss casually. And I'm thinking about that, and I'll be honest, I went and liked that guy's response. Best to not kiss casually. I think that he said that really well. Well, let me go ahead and read the next tweet. Someone responded and said, yeah, I can never forget that part of I Kiss Dating Goodbye, where he's like, imagine everyone you ever dated lined up on the altar on your wedding day. Whatever you gave them are pieces of you you'll never get back and can never give your spouse. Or something like that. And then someone said, this is the last one, someone responded, 1, Jesus never promises us a spouse as part of his plan of salvation. Agreed. 2, I liked kissing my past boyfriends. She liked kissing her past boyfriends, okay. 3, a life of chastity should not be fueled by your future spouse is out there somewhere. And 4, pre-cheating is not a thing. Is it not true, though, if you're in high school dating somebody, you're kissing them, kissing, and then you guys break up, have you not been kissing someone else's spouse? Why? I'm trying to see both sides here. I am. And I do see both sides to an extent, but why is that why do you feel like you need to tweet and push back on that? On people that would say, hey, Paul, hey, 15-year-old Paul, you go around kissing girls, you're kissing someone else's future spouse. I'm not saying you've had sex, even though oftentimes the steamy makeout sessions lead to further stuff. Let's be real, they do. Let's be real, the majority of Christian dating couples, I'm not even trying to be like fake Christians, Christian dating couples, well-meaning Christian couples end up slipping up and compromising their purity on some level. Oftentimes, I would even say the majority end up having sex before marriage. These are Christian couples that are dating. Why is that? Could it be because they're not putting strict boundaries in place? Could it be because they're making fun of this toxic purity culture? They're making fun of people that suggested that if you're going around kissing the people that you're casually dating or that you're dating, you're going around kissing them, making out with them, and perhaps you shouldn't be because you actually are kissing someone else's future spouse. Oh, we're going to make fun of them. You guys are so toxic. And then we're over here and we're end up having sex before marriage. How about we have a little bit of a pullback and a little bit of a reverency and of like, there may have actually been some wisdom there. There may be wisdom in putting a little fear into us. Is it bad? Is fear always a bad thing? The Apostle Paul talks over and over and over again about maintaining your sexual purity, about maintaining just purity, keeping the marriage bed holy, fleeing sexual immorality, and yet we're so quick to demonize all of purity culture. That's what kind of just frustrates me. Are there bad things with purity culture? Sure, there are things that they took too far. Should purity culture as a whole be demonized? What is purity culture? Oh my goodness, my past church experience was so toxic. The way I grew up was so toxic. They put so many regulations and rules on me and don't do this. Well, the Bible has regulations and rules and tells us don't do this. Again, go back to the statistics. How are Christian couples doing? How are Christian dating couples doing? Not well. So maybe we should look a little different and play it a little more safe than a little more liberal. That's my thoughts.
I can't believe it's really him. Oh my God, it's him. Did you bring your statistics?
I think we have a little expression around here when someone makes a mistake. It's called pulling a dick.
Up high, up high.
Have you seen Dick Harper's a tool.com?
You're gonna love this. This is dynamite. Check this out.
I don't know where you're getting your statistics.
Chloe says, Paul mocking people who've been hurt by the church. There is such a thing as churches that have hurt people, and they are going to be held account. And throughout the New Testament, there is so much stipulation for the Apostle Paul saying, like, here's what churches should look like. Here's what church leaders should look like. And there is such a thing as real church hurt. But churches are people. Churches are made up of people. Church hurt is going to happen, unfortunately. How are we going to respond to getting hurt by the church? Is it going to cause us to leave the church and reject God? Or is it going to cause us to say, man, God, I'm coming to you with this hurt. I'm going to seek you. I'm going to press into you. What does your word actually say? Oh, this church was being, doing stuff they shouldn't be. Here's what the Bible actually says. I'm going to find a church that's more healthy. Kissing your boyfriend isn't a sin. It's about self-control, Elise says. I would just say when the Apostle Paul talks about sexual immorality, and I'm not saying it's a kiss. I'm not saying a kiss is sexual immorality necessarily. But the Apostle Paul, he emphasizes fleeing sexual immorality. He doesn't necessarily emphasize self-control.